Hi, I'm Robin.
And I'm Bill.
Welcome to Not the Retirement Show. Today we're talking about loneliness in retirement and how to make it stop now. Okay, I hope you all are sitting down and holding on to your chairs because I don't think you're going to like what I've got to say today. The number one way to stop loneliness in retirement is to stop focusing on the fact that you're lonely. I want everybody to think about that for a minute, because if you're sitting alone in the living room and you don't have a whole lot of friends or family around you, and some of us have been through big patches of time recently where that is the case because of the global health crisis, stuff like that. If all you're thinking about is how lonely you are, you're just reinforcing that fact. It's this sort of catch-22 situation, and you have to physically, mentally, willfully break yourself out of that cycle.
Yeah, but I also think that when we use the word loneliness, we're implying that a person is alone. In other words, they're on their own. And clearly that's perhaps the most universal definition of the word loneliness. But, you can be lonely within a relationship. You can be lonely within the same house. You're living with another person. You can be lonely. Now, you start to figure out which word you should use. Are you alone? No, you're not alone because there's somebody else in the house. But are you suffering from loneliness? Yeah, you are suffering from, and particularly in the retirement years, because in the retirement years, you have the ability, each person has the ability and the right to do their own thing. So it may be that during the working years, both partners they maybe weren't doing the same thing, but they had the same routine every day. They would get up, they would go to work, etc., etc. As they come home, they'd have dinner, they go to bed, all of that. So it was a kind of the same path. But then when you get to the retirement years, you discover, hang on, wait a minute, I'd like to climb Mount Everest. Well, I'd love to go, swimming in Maui or something, whatever it may be, different paths. And because of the different path situation, and there's every right to do that. Every right, everyone has that right to do that. Then you can, get to a situation where you discover that you are lonely and you are suffering from loneliness.
Well, this is an excellent point. And regardless of how you got to this state of loneliness inside yourself, the thing that you need to do is to start actively forcing yourself to realize everything that you do have. Because when you are focusing on loneliness, however derived, you are focusing on what you do not have, what you think everybody else has, what you think is unobtainable in your life. But everybody has good things in their life. So your step one, literally get a piece of paper, sit down and make a list of all the good things that you have going for you in your life right now. And if you're sitting there with a blank piece of paper and you're saying, oh, I don't have anything, well, that just tells you how big of an attitude adjustment you actually need, because trust me, we all have good things going for us in our life.
Well, yeah, and the idea you said a few minutes ago, get out of the house. I mean, that's obviously step one. Get out of the house. It's amazing what you'll find, or you can find, by way of attracting new people, doing different things, etc. You don't have to go and find a job, to be paid part-time or otherwise in retirement. You can if you wish, but that's perhaps more a financial issue. But get out, go and do social stuff, go and do volunteer work, go to the local hospital, whatever sort of thing. All of these places need help all the time. And especially if you walk in and say, look, I don't need any money, I just love to come here and help. All of a sudden, that loneliness factor, even though after your work, after the shift work, if you wish, you go home and you are alone, you've had a very enjoyable, purposeful day, that, when you go to bed that night, you're going to be tired and you're going to go, yeah, actually, you know what? I had a pretty good day, sort of thing. Though that's a big thing. Get out of the house, go look for something to do, find some purpose, meet some new people, just do stuff, just do things. And if it's just simply helping other people, not only are you physically helping yourself, but you're psychologically helping yourself. It's called the feel-good factor.
It doesn't really matter what you do. The point is to absolutely start doing different things. So if you really don't know where to go or what to do, start by making a list of all the things that you like to do, all the things that you used to like to do, all the things that you would like to do. Because in there somewhere, there are lots of things you like to do where other people will be. It could be as simple as, well, you know, when I used to work, I used to really like to go out for coffee. Well, there's no reason you can't continue to go out for coffee somewhere now. The question is, where can you go for coffee where you are absolutely bound to encounter other people? I realize that's an overly simplistic example, but I think you all get the point here. Another way to tackle this problem is to make a list of all the people you know who you either know are lonely too, or you suspect are probably pretty lonely too. And think about which of those people can you befriend in a genuine sort of way? Can you call them up and say, hey, let's go for a walk together. Let's go do the grocery shopping together. Let's go to worship together, whatever it is. Invite other people who you suspect don't have enough people in their life to do things, whether you know them very well or not. It really doesn't matter. The point is to spend time with other people.
Well, I think, you know, you raise one very good point there. You know, your local church, maybe over the last several years, for a variety of reasons, you perhaps haven't lost your faith, but you know, you maybe just lost the time scheduling of church, not just going on Sunday, whatever, but like during the week. You know, go back to the church. Go find things to do at the church. Churches are always needing help, etc. Sort of thing. I think my big sort of takeaway about this question of loneliness, though, is that you know, and I mean, in today's world of online, etc., you know, you can chat to people around the world and all that, and it's very exciting, and it sounds great, whatever sort of thing. But you know what? It's okay, you know. I mean, we do it all the time, right? But it's not the best substitute, and it's certainly not the only substitute for, you know, face-to-face and, you know, physical interaction, if you can call it, you know, as such. So the only thing is fine, but you got to get out there, sort of thing. But I think my big takeaway is you got to be comfortable in your own self. You've got to feel that, yes, you are alone or you are suffering loneliness, and you can make things happen, you can make things change, etc. But you got to do things, or at least think about it and accept the fact that you are comfortable within yourself. And sometimes that's difficult, but it is simply a case of saying, look, you know, my circumstances are, you know, X, Y, Z, whatever, financially or accommodation or whatever it may be. You know, I look out the window, it's raining, I'm depressed, you know, things like that. You just be comfortable. You've got to be comfortable within yourself. Now, that applies over a multitude of issues, certainly in life, but you know, that's the bottom line. You've got to be comfortable.
In my mind, social media is a Band-Aid, not a cure. And I think that's been a pretty shocking revelation to most people, because, you know, before all the things that have been gone on in the world for the last 2 years, a lot of people craved more and more and more time on their phones, more and more time on social media. And all of a sudden, the world changed and they were at home for a lot more time than they expected. And in a lot of cases spent an awful lot more time on social media than they had ever thought they would. And I think a lot of people have really reached the point of realizing, wait a minute, I can't do that anymore. This isn't exciting anymore. And all of a sudden they're looking up and looking around for the first time in a while and realizing that life has changed all around them. The solution to that is, as Bill says, be comfortable in your own self, but get up, get out of the house and do some new things. And don't be afraid to spend time with people in new ways than you might have done before. Well, if you're still watching, we must have done something helpful. So please subscribe to our channel and we'll chat with you again soon.